Hi guys. I'm live. How you guys doing? I want to revisit the Jim Morrison thing about me being his son. I'm almost absolutely convinced that I'm his son, but I don't have proof, of course, because that would take legal doings that I don't have the means or the means to do. Um, um, I'm going to assume I'm his son until proven otherwise. In other words, I'm gonna say that until proven otherwise, I believe I'm Jim Morrison's son. So, and I want to add another variable, another factor to that, in this video. All the other video, I mean, all the other, there's no single thing that makes me not able to be his son. First of all, I was born in Ventura. That's an hour north of Venice Beach, where he was in the summer of '65. I was born in the winter of '66. So all I would have had to do was be conceived in the spring of '66, which is not too long after summer of '65, and that Pam and Jim might have been still in the area. And then in winter of '66, I was born in Ventura. So it's the same general area as where Pam and Jim were known to be, and it's the same general time period of where they were known to be in such area. So there's that, and there's the fact that I kind of have his voice. Come on, baby, light my fire. I can kind of do that throaty kind of tone he had, but yet not a great singer, maybe, but still he had that unique voice. He was 5'11", I'm 5'9.5". I used to be 5'10", but I shrunk. Maybe it's the way I hunch and slouch. Maybe it's gravity, I don't know. But he was an inch taller because he was given, I believe, because he was given growth pills by his dad, Admiral Steve Morrison. So he might have only been my height naturally. Maybe he gained an inch, maybe an inch and a half by being given growth pills that I wasn't given. So the height matches, skin tone matches, hair color matches, hair length matches. He didn't have the longest hair, but he had long brown hair. I have longer brown hair. It used to be longer when I was younger, and when I was 28, it was longer. Yeah, same hair color as him, same general tone of skin. He was purported to be Irish and Scottish. My 23andMe says that I'm 86.5% English and Irish, so similar genetic background, at least according to 23andMe, and according to what I've heard about him being Irish and Scottish. Scottish and Irish and English are all around the same area, I think. So the genetics match, at least what 23andMe tells me. I'm a descendant of Marie Antoinette and King Louis XVI. He might have been too. We must have been, because we have the same genetics. So he has royal blood in him from France, and I do too. And then there's the intelligence. We're not geniuses like Stephen Hawking, but we're very intelligent, both of us, very intelligent people. Like his IQ was 149. I don't know what mine is / was, but it's around that area. I don't know. I'm not going to throw a number out. I don't know. I would just be wrong no matter what I did. But it's higher, just not the highest. I'm not Walter O'Brien, fourth highest IQ in the world, 197 type IQ, but I'm high IQ. And so was he. I'm also fairly good with words. He was great with words. I kind of push that under the table a lot, the word thing, but I am good at it. We both have a naivete to our personality. We can be very gentle, and yet at the same time we can be very mean and in your face and threatening sometimes. I don't know, very stern, very, very don't screw with me type. But at the same time, we can be very naive. And he had this girl named Princess that used to put his hair and her hands in his hair, and he would say thank you. He was like really gentle soul, and yet he could be very domineering and mean if he wanted to be. And then there's another thing, like Robert Plant says in some of his songs. My aspie, my fact that I'm a little like off center as far as, I'm a little neurotic, I'm a little like, I don't think like everybody else on the block. And I have Asperger's. That means I'm on the border of autistic spectrum. I think that relates either to him directly or to his drug use. Hey, How about that? How about that for all the haters can really join in on this one? The fact that he was probably on drugs when he conceived me. When I was conceived, he was probably on drugs, which could have tweaked my brain a little bit, which is explained by my tweaked brain. Eh? True, right? I mean, you know, I've heard of very intelligent people giving birth to kids that have autism, because if intelligence goes too far, you end up kind of on the spectrum. And also just a little, I don't think like everybody else. So and I don't even need drugs to do it, to think differently. My doors are always open, in other words. That could be from his drug use. Well, how come I tap into the theoretical, I mean, the creative aspect of music without drugs. I don't need drugs. The drugs only mess me up. Drugs scare me. Drugs are bad. Drugs are evil. Drugs mess me up. Even alcohol, I can't even take a sip of alcohol without really flipping a little bit. That sensitivity to drugs, and that feeling like I'm already on them sometimes, could also be from his drug use when I was conceived. It's very conceivable. That's very consistent with me being Jim Morrison's son. Where'd I get this weirdness if I'm just Joe Blow's son and daughter? So there's that too. So with all this evidence, and plus I just have a gut feeling I'm his son, dude. That's not nothing. I just have a gut feeling that I'm his son. I've had something weird, like feeling like that since high school. I told you guys when I was in high school, I took GATE, Gifted and Talented Education classes, and we got to take the Fridays off and take mini courses. And I took one called The Poetry of Jim Morrison, and another one called The Poetry of Rock and Roll. And in the Poetry of Jim Morrison class, for the last day of school, we watched Live at the Hollywood Bowl, The Doors, 1968, and something told me that, is that me on stage? Is that like I would do that? I would do just what he's doing, like that. That's I connected to it. I related to it, and yet I didn't think, oh, I'm his son, because that would have been outside my pay grade at the time to even think that. I was just a kid in high school, but it's something resonated in me that was different than just watching John Bon Jovi or somebody, you know. Anyway, love you guys. Peace, love, and rock and roll.